Whispers. In the vast wilderness of California, nestled among towering pines and whispering winds, lies a haunting secret. A place where tranquility once reigned, now scarred by a tragedy so horrific, it continues to send chills down the spines of those who dare to remember. This is the story of Keddie Cabin. But on a cold November night in 1981, the silence of this mountain sanctuary was shattered, replaced by an unspeakable horror that would forever stain the cabin walls and the very soul of Keddie. This is not just a tale of murder, but a chilling testament to the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface. A stark reminder that evil can touch even the most idyllic corners of our world. Prepare yourself as we delve into the chilling mystery of the Keddie Cabin Murders, where the victims remain silent and the answers seem lost in the shadows. Paradise. Imagine a place where time seemed to slow down, where the air was clean, the water was pure, and the only sounds were the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant calls of birds. This was Keddie, California, in the early 1980s. Nestled amidst the towering pines of the Plumas National Forest, Keddie was a haven for those seeking refuge from the hustle and bustle of city life. Families flocked to its modest cabins, drawn by the promise of fresh air, adventure, and a chance to reconnect with nature. Life in Keddie was simple, a throwback to a bygone era. Neighbours knew each other by name, children roamed freely, and the pace of life was dictated by the rhythms of nature. It was a place where everyone felt safe, where doors were left unlocked and worries seemed to melt away. But this idyllic facade masked a darkness that was about to be unleashed, a darkness that would forever shatter the peace of this mountain paradise. Twilight. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the towering pines, an eerie stillness settled over Keddie. The air grew colder, and the playful laughter of children faded into the approaching darkness. Inside Cabin 28, the Sharp family prepared for bed, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. 12-year-old Sheila, known for her infectious laughter and kind heart, drifted off to sleep, while her best friend Tina chatted excitedly about the day's adventures. Unbeknownst to the occupants of Cabin 28, a sinister force was closing in. Evil, like a predator stalking its prey, lurked in the shadows, its presence felt but unseen. The peace and tranquility of Keddie were about to be shattered, replaced by an act of unimaginable cruelty. This marked the beginning of a nightmare that would forever haunt the small mountain community. Dawn. Morning light, usually a symbol of hope and renewal, painted a horrifying scene at Cabin 28. 12-year-old Justin Smart, a neighbour and playmate of the Sharp children, awoke early, eager to start the day's adventures. Approaching the cabin, Justin was met with an unsettling silence. The usual sounds of life, the laughter, the chatter, the comforting hum of activity, were conspicuously absent. A sense of dread began to creep into his young heart. Pushing open the unlocked door, Justin was greeted by a scene of unimaginable chaos. Furniture lay overturned, blankets and pillows were strewn across the floor, and a chilling silence hung heavy in the air. The cabin, once a sanctuary of warmth and laughter, now reeked of violence and despair. The Sharp family, so full of life just hours before, were nowhere to be found. The chilling call crackled through the police radio, shattering the tranquility of the morning. Possible homicide. Keddie Cabin 28, multiple victims, situation critical. Veteran officers, hardened by years of witnessing humanity's darkest deeds, felt a chill run down their spines as they stepped into Cabin 28. The scene that greeted them was nothing short of a nightmare, a gruesome tableau of violence and chaos. The Keddie Cabin, once a symbol of peace and tranquility, had been transformed into a macabre crime scene, forever etched into the memories of the first responders. News of the horrific crime spread through the tight-knit community of Keddie like wildfire, leaving a trail of shock and disbelief in its wake. The idyllic mountain town, once a sanctuary from the evils of the outside world, grappled with the realization that evil had infiltrated their haven. Fear, like a virus, spread through the community, infecting every heart, every home. The tranquility of Keddie had been irrevocably shattered, replaced by an undercurrent of fear and paranoia. The innocence of Keddie, once as pure and untainted as the mountain air, had been stolen, leaving behind a community grappling with the aftermath of a nightmare. As darkness fell, casting long, ominous shadows across the rugged terrain, a desperate search for the missing Sharp family commenced. Helicopters roared overhead, their searchlights cutting through the darkness, while teams of volunteers and law enforcement officers combed the dense undergrowth. Every rustle of leaves, every snapping twig ignited a flicker of hope, a desperate prayer that the missing family would be found safe. But as hours turned into days, the initial optimism waned, replaced by a growing sense of dread. The anguish of the unknown gnawed at the hearts of the families and the community. The search for the Sharp family had become a race against time, a desperate plea for answers in the face of unimaginable tragedy. The Sharp family, though far from perfect, possessed a resilience born from hardship and bound together by an unbreakable love. Glenna Sue Sharp, the matriarch of the family, held their fragile unit together with unwavering strength and quiet determination. A woman of deep faith, she instilled in her children the values of kindness, compassion, and an abiding belief in the goodness of humanity. Despite the challenges they faced, the Sharp children brought laughter and joy to the close-knit community of Keddie. John, the eldest, was a quiet and contemplative soul, while his younger sister Sheila possessed an infectious zest for life that brightened even the darkest of days. The Sharps were more than just a family, they were a testament to the enduring power of love and the unbreakable bonds forged in the face of adversity. Glenna Sue Sharp was the heart and soul of the Sharp family. A woman who had known both joy and sorrow, she faced life's challenges with quiet dignity and an unwavering devotion to her children. Having endured the pain of separation and the challenges of single parenthood, Sue sought refuge in the peaceful community of Keddie. She poured her heart into creating a loving and stable home for her children, a place where they could heal and thrive. Despite the hardships she had faced, Sue never lost sight of the simple joys in life. Sue's life was a testament to the unwavering strength of a mother's love, a love that knew no bounds and would ultimately demand the ultimate sacrifice. 15-year-old John Sharp was a quiet and introspective teenager, finding solace in music and the company of his close friends. Like many boys his age, he dreamt of a future filled with adventure, love, and the freedom to forge his own path. Music was John's escape, a way to express the emotions that he often struggled to put into words. Dana Wingate, John's best friend and confidant, was a vibrant and outgoing girl who brought a spark of energy to their small town. Her infectious laughter and zest for life had a way of brightening even the most ordinary of days. Together, John and Dana navigated the complexities of adolescence, finding solace and support in their shared dreams and unwavering loyalty. "12-year-old Tina Sharp, with her infectious laugh and her love for all things bright and beautiful, embodied the innocence of childhood. She was the heart of the Sharp family, her cheerful spirit a beacon of joy that touched everyone she met. Tina approached life with an unbridled enthusiasm, finding wonder in the simplest of things. Whether she was exploring the woods with her dog, building forts with her brothers, or lost in a world of her own imagination, Tina's spirit shone brightly. Sheila Sharp, Tina's best friend and confidant, shared a bond that went beyond mere friendship. Tina's disappearance, shrouded in mystery and unanswered questions, cast a long shadow over the Keddie Cabin Murders. Her absence, a gaping wound in the hearts of those who loved her, served as a constant reminder of the brutal crime that had stolen her future. The tranquility of Keddie was shattered, replaced by the harsh glare of media scrutiny and the relentless hum of a full-blown homicide investigation. The small-town sheriff's department, ill-equipped to handle a crime of this magnitude, found themselves in over their heads. Pressure mounted with each passing day as the eyes of the nation turned to Keddie, demanding answers. The weight of expectation pressed down on the investigators, fueling a sense of urgency that threatened to compromise their every move. Contradictory statements, whispers of a cover-up, and the ever-present shadow of speculation hindered the investigation. The truth, it seemed, lay buried beneath layers of fear, speculation, and the chilling realization that evil had found its way into their mountain paradise. The early days of the investigation were marred by missteps and missed opportunities. Crucial evidence was mishandled, potential witnesses were overlooked, and the crime scene, compromised from the start, yielded more questions than answers. Time, the enemy of all cold cases, worked against the investigators. Leads grew cold, memories faded, and the trail, once fresh and promising, became increasingly difficult to follow. The early missteps of the investigation cast a long shadow over the case, leaving a lingering sense of doubt and frustration. The identity of the killer and their motive remained a chilling mystery, a constant reminder of the fragility of justice and the enduring power of the unknown. As the investigation floundered, whispers of suspicion began to circulate through the once peaceful community. Old grudges resurfaced, secrets were unearthed, and the finger of blame pointed in countless directions. The lack of concrete evidence fueled rampant speculation, transforming neighbours into suspects, friends into foes, and the once familiar faces of Keddie into masks of suspicion. Fear and paranoia cast a long shadow over Keddie as the community grappled with the chilling possibility that the killer walked among them, hiding in plain sight. Trust eroded, replaced by suspicion and the unsettling feeling that no one was safe. The Keddie Cabin Murders became a breeding ground for suspicion and speculation, as the search for answers led down a labyrinthine path of dead ends, false leads, and unanswered questions. The truth, it seemed, lay buried beneath layers of fear, conjecture, and the chilling realization that evil could lurk even in the most idyllic of settings. The once peaceful community, now fractured by suspicion and fear, seemed to guard its secrets closely. As days turned into weeks, the walls of silence seemed to close in, suffocating the investigation. Years turned into decades, and the Keddie Cabin Murders, once a source of national intrigue, faded into the annals of unsolved crimes. Leads dried up, witnesses passed away, and the case grew cold. The families of the victims refused to let the case fade from memory. They clung to the hope that one day justice would be served. The Keddie Cabin stood as a silent sentinel to the unsolved murders. Its presence served as a haunting reminder of the fragility of life. Section 1. The Weight of Silence. A community haunted, scarred. The idyllic facade of Keddie, California, once a beacon of tranquility and rustic charm, had been irrevocably shattered. Empty, the laughter of children, once a familiar melody echoing through the pines, was replaced by an unsettling silence. Distrust. Suspicions lingered, casting a long shadow over once familiar faces. Remember, the weight of the unsolved murders pressed down on Keddie, a constant reminder of the fragility of peace and the enduring power of fear. The town, forever linked to the tragedy, bore the scars of that fateful night, its silence speaking volumes about the secrets it held and the wounds that refuse to heal. Section 2. The theories whispers in the wind. In the absence of concrete answers, theories about the Keddie Cabin murders flourish like weeds, taking root in the fertile soil of speculation and fueled by whispers, rumours, and the insatiable human need for closure. Was it the work of a lone drifter passing through the desolate mountain town, leaving a trail of violence in his wake? Or did the killer lurk closer to home, a familiar face hiding a sinister secret, their motive buried deep within the tangled relationships of a small community? Drug deals gone wrong, revenge for a perceived slight, a crime of passion spiralling out of control. The theories multiplied, each more chilling than the last, yet none offering a definitive explanation for the brutal slayings. The Keddie Cabin murders became a breeding ground for speculation, a grim reminder that sometimes the most unsettling possibility is that the truth may be far more complex and more disturbing than anyone could have imagined. Section 3. A glimmer of hope, DNA and renewed interest. As years turned into decades, advancements in DNA technology offered a glimmer of hope for solving the Keddie Cabin murders. Evidence once deemed inconclusive was re-examined with cutting-edge techniques, breathing new life into the cold case. The potential for a breakthrough, however slight, ignited a renewed sense of determination amongst investigators, families of the victims, and armchair detectives who had followed the case for years. Could this be the key to finally unlocking the secrets that had haunted Keddie for so long? The case, once relegated to the back shelves of cold case files, was thrust back into the spotlight. Documentaries explored the evidence, podcasts dissected the theories, and online forums buzzed with speculation, keeping the memory of the victims alive and the hope for justice burning bright. While the DNA evidence provided tantalizing clues, it also raised more questions, adding layers of complexity to an already baffling case. The quest for answers continued, fueled by the belief that even in the face of unimaginable tragedy, the truth, however elusive, was worth fighting for. Section 4. The Keddie Cabin murders today never forgotten. Today, the physical structure of Cabin 28 no longer stands. Demolished in 2004, the lot remains vacant, a stark reminder of the lives lost. Yet the Keddie Cabin murders are far from forgotten. The case continues to capture the imagination of true crime enthusiasts. Books, documentaries, and podcasts keep the story alive. Keddie itself has undergone its own transformation. The once thriving resort town has shrunk considerably. Yet there's a sense of resilience, a community slowly healing. The Keddie Cabin murders serve as a chilling reminder of the darkness beneath the surface. Keddie's enduring legacy. The quaint cabins, the bustling resort life, the joyous laughter of children, all gone, replaced by an eerie silence. Keddie, California, once a symbol of idyllic mountain life, now stands as a solemn reminder of darkness. The silence of Keddie is deafening, a heavy blanket of unspoken truths. It hangs in the air, a chilling testament to the lives lost and the mysteries that linger. The silence speaks volumes about the weight of the unknown and the enduring hope for answers. Yet, within the silence, there are echoes of resilience, whispers of remembrance. The victims live on in the fight for justice and the enduring belief that even the darkest secrets can be brought to light. Why Keddie still haunts us. Decades have passed since that fateful night in 1981, yet the Keddie Cabin murders continue to captivate our collective imagination. Perhaps it's the brutality of the crime, or the chilling possibility that the killer walked among them. The unanswered questions keep us coming back to Keddie, seeking closure in a case that seems determined to elude it. The Keddie Cabin murders tap into our primal fears, the vulnerability we feel in the face of the unknown. The allure of Keddie lies in the enduring hope that someday the truth will be revealed. Section 3, Seeking Closure, a final plea for answers. Glenna Sue Sharp, the loving mother, her strength and determination, a testament to the power of family. John, the quiet and introspective son, finding solace in music, his potential tragically cut short. Dana, the vibrant and spirited friend, her laughter silenced too soon. And Tina, the innocent heart of the family, her infectious joy, a beacon of light extinguished too early. Where is Tina? Who could commit such a horrific act and why? These questions linger, echoing through the years, a constant reminder of the unfinished business that haunts Keddie and those who continue to seek justice. Time may have marched on, but the wounds of the past remain. The families of the victims, forever changed by the tragedy, deserve answers. The community of Keddie, forever linked to the horrific events of that fateful night, deserves closure. The Keddie Cabin Murders serve as a chilling reminder that silence is not always golden. Sometimes it's the sound of justice delayed. If you have any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please come forward. Help us break the silence, shed light on the darkness, and bring peace to the shadows of Keddie.